Emotional connection comes first because human beings are not just bodies. They are hearts and minds with feelings, fears, hopes, and past experiences. When we talk about attraction or physical touch, many people think only about the body. But, for most men, and really for most people, the body responds more deeply and more honestly when the heart feels safe. Emotional safety means feeling accepted without judgment. It means feeling respected, valued, and understood. When a man feels that he can relax around someone, when he does not feel criticized or compared, his natural guard begins to lower. Many men grow up believing they must be strong all the time. They may hide their worries or sensitive feelings because they think showing them is weakness. So when someone offers them kindness, patience, and real listening, it touches something deeper than the surface. That emotional comfort becomes the foundation for everything else. Respect is one of the most important parts of emotional connection. When a man feels respected, he feels seen for who he is. Respect is shown in simple ways. Listening when he speaks, not interrupting him, valuing his opinions even if you disagree, and appreciating his efforts. It does not mean you always agree with him. It means you treat him as important. When respect is present, he feels secure. Security is powerful. A secure man does not feel he has to prove himself every second. He can relax. And when he relaxes, his body and emotions open up more naturally. Physical touch in that space feels different. It feels meaningful instead of empty. Appreciation is another key part. Everyone wants to feel that what they do matters. When a man feels appreciated, even for small things, it builds warmth inside him. A simple thank you, a smile, or noticing something kind he did can make a strong impact. Appreciation tells him that he is not invisible. It tells him that his presence adds value. When appreciation becomes a regular part of the connection, it creates positive energy between two people. That energy slowly builds attraction. It makes touch feel like an extension of gratitude and care instead of just desire. Understanding is also deeply important. Understanding does not mean you know everything about him. It means you try to see things from his side. When he talks about stress, work, or personal struggles and you respond with empathy instead of quick solutions or criticism, he feels supported. Many men are not used to being emotionally supported. They are often expected to be the supporter. So when someone gives them that space, it feels rare and precious. That emotional support builds trust. Trust is like a bridge between two hearts. Without trust, physical closeness can feel unsafe or shallow. With trust, even a small touch can feel powerful. Emotional safety allows vulnerability. Vulnerability means being open about feelings, fears, dreams, and weaknesses. When a man feels emotionally safe, he may start sharing things he normally keeps inside. This is a sign that he trusts you. When he shares these deeper parts of himself and you respond with kindness, not judgment, the bond grows stronger. Physical touch in this space becomes more than skin on skin. It becomes a message that says, I am here with you. I accept you. That message is very powerful. Eye contact plays a big role in emotional connection. When you look into someone's eyes with warmth and attention, it sends a silent message of care. Eye contact shows presence. It shows that your focus is fully on him. In today's world, many people are distracted by phones and other things. Giving someone your full attention is a gift. When gentle touch is combined with steady, kind eye contact, it creates a deep sense of closeness. It makes the moment feel real and meaningful. Tone of voice also matters. A soft, calm tone can make someone feel safe. A harsh or angry tone can make someone close up quickly. Men, like anyone else, respond strongly to how something is said, not just what is said. A gentle tone during conversation, especially during emotional or intimate moments, helps keep his guard down. It creates an atmosphere of peace instead of tension. When peace is present, attraction can grow naturally. Genuine attention means truly caring about his thoughts and feelings. It means asking questions and listening to the answers. It means remembering small details about his life. When he sees that you remember what matters to him, he feels important. Feeling important strengthens emotional connection. Many people mistake physical attraction for deep connection. Physical attraction can happen quickly, but it can also fade quickly if there is no emotional base. Emotional connection grows slowly but lasts longer. It makes attraction deeper and more stable. When a man feels emotionally connected, his desire becomes more meaningful. His deepest desires are not only physical release. Often, they are about feeling wanted, chosen, and valued. Physical touch becomes powerful when it carries emotional meaning. A simple hand on his arm can communicate support. A hug can communicate comfort. A kiss can communicate affection and desire together. Without emotional connection, these actions may feel empty. With emotional connection, they feel intense and fulfilling. Emotional safety also reduces fear. If a man fears rejection, criticism, or emotional pain, he may hold back physically and emotionally. Fear creates distance. But when he feels safe, fear fades. He becomes more confident in expressing his feelings and desires. Confidence in a safe space is different from ego. It is calm and steady. In that calm state, physical intimacy becomes a natural expression of emotional closeness. It is important to understand that emotional connection does not happen in one day. It grows through consistent behavior. Trust builds over time. Respect, appreciation, understanding, and kindness must be shown again and again. Small daily actions matter more than big dramatic gestures. A kind message during the day. Checking in to see how he feels, being patient during stress. These small acts build a strong emotional foundation. Over time, that foundation supports deeper levels of intimacy. Communication is another strong part of emotional connection. Open and honest conversations allow both people to express needs and boundaries. When a man feels he can speak honestly without being attacked or mocked, he feels free. Freedom inside a relationship creates strength. It allows both people to be real. Being real with someone is one of the strongest forms of intimacy. When emotional connection is strong, physical touch becomes more sensitive and meaningful. The body reacts differently when the heart feels connected. Hormones related to bonding and pleasure increase when people feel emotionally close. The experience becomes richer. Instead of just physical sensation, there is emotional warmth mixed in. That combination creates deeper satisfaction. It is also important to remember that every man is different. Some men express emotions easily. Others take more time. Some may have past experiences that make them cautious. Patience is very important. Pressuring someone to open up can push them away. But steady kindness and respect slowly invite openness. When he sees that your care is real and not temporary, he will feel safer sharing himself. Emotional connection also strengthens long-term relationships. Physical attraction alone cannot carry a relationship through stress, conflict, or time. But emotional intimacy creates resilience. When problems arise, a strong emotional bond helps both people work together instead of against each other. In those moments, physical touch can also become a way of saying, "We are still together in this." In simple terms, emotional connection comes first because it feeds everything else. It feeds attraction, trust, vulnerability, desire, and commitment. Physical touch without emotional safety may create excitement, but it does not always create depth. Emotional safety turns touch into something meaningful. It transforms simple gestures into powerful experiences. When a man feels respected, appreciated, Understood and safe, he does not feel the need to hide. He becomes more open, more affectionate, and more emotionally present. Gentle touch combined with eye contact, a soft tone, and genuine attention becomes a language of love and desire. It speaks to both his heart and his body at the same time. At the end, the deepest desire of many men is not just physical closeness, but emotional connection. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel valued. They want to feel safe enough to be fully themselves. When emotional connection is strong, physical intimacy becomes a natural and beautiful extension of that bond. That is why emotional connection truly comes first. Confidence in your energy plays a powerful role in attraction and desire because people feel your presence before they fully understand your words or actions. Energy is not something magical or mysterious. It is the combination of your body language, your tone of voice, your facial expressions, your pace of movement, and your emotional state. When you feel confident inside, your body naturally shows it. You stand a little straighter, your movements are slower and more controlled. Your eyes look steady instead of nervous. Your breathing is calm. All of these small details communicate something strong without you saying a single word. Desire is often connected to this quiet confidence because confidence feels safe and attractive at the same time. When you carry yourself with good posture, it sends a clear signal. Standing or sitting upright shows that you respect yourself. It shows that you are comfortable taking up space. Slouching, shrinking, or folding into yourself can sometimes signal insecurity or discomfort. But when your shoulders are relaxed and your head is held high, you appear balanced and grounded. This grounded posture makes your presence feel stable. Stability is attractive because it makes others feel secure around you. A simple touch on someone's arm feels very different when it comes from a person who stands calmly and confidently compared to someone who appears unsure or tense. Calmness is another important part of confident energy. When you are calm, your movements are not rushed. Your speech is not fast and anxious. Your touch is steady instead of shaky. Calmness shows emotional control. It shows that you are not desperate for attention or approval. When someone senses that you are relaxed and at ease, they also begin to relax. Relaxation creates openness. Openness creates connection. When connection is present, even a light touch can feel meaningful. Without calmness, a touch might feel nervous or uncertain, which can reduce its impact. Your presence matters more than many people realize. Presence means being fully in the moment. It means your attention is focused on the person in front of you instead of being distracted. When you are present, your eyes truly see the other person. Your listening becomes deeper. Your responses feel thoughtful instead of automatic. This type of focused attention feels powerful. It makes the other person feel important. When you combine presence with confidence, your energy becomes magnetic. You do not need dramatic gestures. Even small actions feel intentional because your focus gives them weight. Desire is strongly connected to confidence because confidence suggests choice rather than need. When you appear confident, it feels like you are choosing to be there. You are choosing to give attention. You are choosing to touch. There is a big difference between touching someone because you crave validation and touching someone because you genuinely want to connect. The second type feels stronger and more attractive. It carries quiet power. It says, without words, I am here because I want to be. That message builds desire naturally. The way you move also communicates confidence. Slow, deliberate movements often feel more powerful than fast, uncertain ones. When you reach out to lightly touch someone's shoulder in a relaxed way, it feels intentional. Intention is key. Accidental or nervous touches can feel confusing, but a calm, steady touch that matches the flow of conversation feels natural. It becomes part of the interaction instead of a random action. Confidence turns simple gestures into meaningful signals. Your breathing can even influence your energy. Shallow, quick breathing can make your body appear tense. Deep, slow breathing helps your body stay relaxed. When your body is relaxed, your muscles are not stiff. Your hands feel warm instead of cold or shaky. These small physical details matter because people subconsciously notice them. Warm, relaxed hands during a light touch communicate comfort. Tension can communicate anxiety. So confidence is not only mental, it is also physical. Feminine presence, when mentioned in this context, often refers to softness combined with strength. It does not mean weakness. It means being open, warm, and expressive while still holding self-respect. Feminine energy can show itself through gentle eye contact, a soft smile, smooth movements, and emotional awareness. When this presence is confident, it feels inviting, but not desperate. It feels warm, but not overwhelming. That balance creates attraction. A simple touch from someone who carries this balanced energy can feel very intentional and charged with meaning. Confidence also affects your voice. A steady, calm tone adds power to simple words. If your voice shakes or rises in uncertainty, it may signal doubt. But when you speak clearly and at a relaxed pace, you sound grounded. This grounded voice, combined with relaxed body language, builds a complete picture of confidence. When touch happens within this calm environment, it feels aligned with your overall presence. Everything matches. That harmony makes the moment stronger. Eye contact is another strong part of confident energy. When you can hold eye contact comfortably, it shows you are not afraid of connection. You are not hiding. But confident eye contact is soft, not staring or aggressive. It is relaxed and natural. When a gentle touch is paired with steady eye contact, the message becomes clearer. It says the touch is intentional. It says you are aware of the moment. This awareness creates tension in a positive way. It builds anticipation and attraction. Confidence also reduces overthinking. When you trust yourself, you do not question every small action. Overthinking can create awkwardness. But self-trust allows you to act naturally. Natural behavior feels smooth. Smooth interactions build comfort. Comfort allows desire to grow slowly and steadily. When a touch comes from a place of self-trust, it does not feel forced. It feels like a natural extension of your personality. Another important part of confident energy is emotional independence. Emotional independence means you are not relying completely on the other person for your happiness or validation. You enjoy their presence, but you are whole on your own. This independence creates attraction because it removes pressure. When someone feels no pressure to perform or prove themselves, they can relax. Relaxation opens the door to chemistry. Chemistry grows best in spaces where both people feel free rather than trapped. The way you respond to silence also shows confidence. Silence does not need to feel awkward. When you are comfortable with pauses in conversation, it shows inner calm. In these quiet moments, small gestures become more noticeable. A soft touch during a calm silence can feel very intimate. But if you rush to fill silence with nervous words, the moment loses depth. Confidence allows you to let moments breathe. Smiling naturally also adds to confident energy. A genuine smile softens your presence and makes it welcoming. But forced or constant smiling can feel anxious. Confidence allows your expressions to flow naturally. When you smile because you truly feel warmth, it shows in your eyes. That authenticity strengthens attraction. Authentic energy is more powerful than perfect performance. It is important to understand that confidence does not mean being loud or dominant. Quiet confidence can be even more attractive. It is the kind of confidence that does not need attention but naturally receives it. It is steady and consistent. When this steady energy is present, small physical gestures gain strength. A simple brush of the hand can feel intentional and full of meaning because it reflects the calm certainty behind it. Building confident energy starts from within. Self-care, self-awareness, and positive self-talk help create inner strength. When you believe you are worthy of love and attention, your body reflects that belief. When you accept yourself, you move differently. You speak differently. You connect differently. People can feel when someone values themselves. That self-value increases desire because it signals high emotional quality. Confidence also helps you respect boundaries, both yours and the other person's. When you are confident, you do not push too hard. You do not rush intimacy. You sense the right moment. This awareness shows emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence adds depth to attraction. It shows that you are attentive and considerate. A well-timed touch feels much more powerful than a random one. Energy is contagious. If you feel anxious, the other person may feel tense. If you feel calm and confident, they often mirror that state. This mirroring effect strengthens connection. When both people feel relaxed, touch feels natural and welcome. Confidence sets the emotional tone of the interaction. Even the way you enter a room can show confident energy. Walking at a steady pace, making gentle eye contact, and appearing comfortable in your own skin draws attention naturally. You do not need dramatic actions. Your steady presence speaks loudly. When you approach someone from this place, your touch carries the same confidence. It is also important to stay authentic. Pretending to be confident while feeling insecure inside can create mixed signals. Real confidence grows through practice and self-acceptance. The more you face social situations with courage, the stronger your inner belief becomes. Over time, this belief becomes natural energy. In simple terms, confidence in your energy makes every action more powerful. It transforms a light touch into a clear signal of interest. It changes a simple moment into something memorable. Confidence adds intention. Intention creates meaning. Meaning creates desire. When you carry yourself with relaxed posture, calm, breathing, steady eye contact, and genuine presence, your energy becomes attractive. You do not need dramatic moves or strong physical gestures. Your quiet confidence is enough. A simple touch on the arm or shoulder, given from this balanced state, can feel warm, purposeful, and emotionally charged rather than accidental or unsure. Desire grows best where confidence and comfort meet. When you trust yourself and remain relaxed, your presence feels safe yet exciting. That combination is powerful. It invites connection without forcing it. It builds attraction naturally. And in that natural flow, even the smallest gestures can carry deep meaning. Slow and intentional touch has power because it allows emotions to grow naturally instead of forcing them. When someone rushes physical contact, the moment can lose its depth. It can feel automatic, impatient, or purely physical. But when touch is slow, light, and thoughtful, it creates space for feelings to rise. Human beings respond strongly to anticipation. Anticipation builds when something unfolds gradually. It gives the mind time to notice small sensations, small changes in breathing, small shifts in emotion. This awareness increases desire in a quiet but strong way. Rushing removes tension because it answers the question too quickly. Tension in attraction is not a bad thing. It is the exciting feeling of what will happen next. When everything happens fast, there is no time for that question to grow. But when touch is brief, soft, and spaced out, it keeps curiosity alive. For example, a gentle touch on the hand that lasts only a second can stay in someone's mind longer than a long, careless hold. The brain remembers what feels intentional. It notices when something is done with awareness instead of habit. Slow touch shows confidence and control. It communicates that you are comfortable with the moment and do not need to rush. This calm pace can feel very attractive. It sends the message that you are present and aware. When you guide someone gently by the hand or lightly touch their arm while speaking, it feels purposeful. Purpose creates meaning. Meaning creates emotional impact. Without intention, touch can feel random. With intention, it becomes a message. Without words. Light touch is often more powerful than heavy or strong contact in early moments of connection. Light touch invites attention. It makes the other person focus on the exact place where contact happened. A soft brush on the back or shoulder can create a warm reaction because it surprises the senses gently. It does not overwhelm. It whispers instead of shouting. Whispered signals often feel more intimate than loud ones. Subtlety is the key to making slow touch effective. Subtlety means you do not exaggerate the action. You allow it to blend naturally into the interaction. If you are laughing together and your fingers lightly touch his hand for a moment, it feels spontaneous and real. If you are walking together and you gently guide him by placing your hand on his arm for a brief second, it feels natural. These small actions create sparks because they feel effortless. When touch is slow and intentional, it builds anticipation. Anticipation is a powerful emotional experience. It creates excitement mixed with curiosity. It makes someone wonder when the next touch might happen. This wondering increases awareness of your presence. He may start noticing your movements more closely. He may become more aware of the distance between you. That awareness builds tension in a positive way. Positive tension increases attraction. Intentional touch also shows emotional intelligence. It shows that you are aware of timing and boundaries. You are not overwhelming him or invading his space. You are allowing space between moments of contact. This space is important. Without space, touch can feel heavy or too fast. With space, each contact feels special. Each small gesture stands out. The human body responds to gentle, meaningful touch with warmth and alertness. The skin is sensitive. When contact is slow, the nerves have time to process it. The brain connects the physical sensation with the emotional context of the moment. If the emotional context is positive, laughter, eye contact, relaxed conversation, the touch becomes linked to good feelings. This connection strengthens desire naturally. Guiding him gently is another example of intentional touch. Instead of pulling or pushing, a soft guiding hand communicates care. It shows leadership without force. It shows awareness of where you both are moving. That kind of guidance can feel supportive and close. It builds subtle intimacy without saying anything directly. A brief touch can sometimes feel stronger than a long one because it leaves something unfinished. When something feels unfinished, the mind wants more. That desire for continuation builds attraction. It keeps the interaction alive. Slow pacing allows moments to breathe. It allows emotions to rise and settle before the next moment begins. Overwhelming someone with constant touch can reduce its impact. When something happens too often, it becomes normal and less noticeable. But when touch is used carefully and sparingly, it keeps its power. It becomes meaningful because it is not constant. Balance is important. Too little touch can feel distant. Too much can feel forced. Slow and intentional touch finds the middle ground. Eye contact often strengthens slow touch. If a light touch on the hand is paired with soft eye contact, the emotional effect becomes deeper. The eyes confirm that the touch was intentional. They communicate warmth and awareness. Without eye contact, a touch might feel accidental. With eye contact, it feels chosen. Breathing also plays a role. When you remain calm and breathe slowly, your touch feels steady. If you are nervous, your movements may feel rushed. Slowing down your breathing helps slow down your actions. This calm pace makes each gesture smoother. Smooth movements feel more attractive than quick, jerky ones. Slow touch also allows you to read his response. When you move gradually, you can notice if he leans closer, smiles, or relaxes. These signs tell you that the moment feels good to him. If you rush, you may miss these signals. Intentional pacing creates awareness on both sides. It becomes a shared experience rather than a one-sided action. Curiosity is a powerful emotion in attraction. When someone feels curious, they pay more attention. Slow touch creates small questions in his mind. Was that intentional? Will it happen again? That gentle uncertainty keeps interest alive. It creates playful tension without pressure. Subtle gestures can feel more intimate than dramatic ones because they require attention to notice. A soft brush of fingers across his wrist while talking may be small, but it feels private. It feels like a quiet secret between two people. That sense of privacy deepens connection. Patience is important in this process. Slow touch cannot be rushed. It requires comfort with taking time. When you allow moments to develop naturally, you create space for emotional energy to build. Fast actions may create quick excitement, but slow actions build lasting attraction. It is also important to stay natural. Slow and intentional does not mean stiff or planned in a forced way. It means being aware of your movements and choosing them calmly. Authenticity makes the touch believable. Forced gestures can feel rehearsed. Natural gestures feel smooth and real. Physical distance also plays a role. When there is a little space between you, even a small movement toward him feels noticeable. Closing that space slowly increases anticipation. Standing too close too quickly can feel intense. Moving gradually allows comfort to grow. Silence can make slow touch even stronger. In a quiet moment, a gentle touch becomes the main focus. Without noise or distraction, the sensation feels clearer. Silence gives weight to small gestures. Slow and intentional touch also communicates respect. It shows that you are aware of his comfort and boundaries. Respect builds trust. Trust makes physical closeness feel safe and welcome. Without trust, touch may create discomfort. With trust, it creates warmth. When subtlety is present, the moment feels natural instead of dramatic. Subtle actions invite him to meet you halfway. They allow him to respond. Attraction grows best when both people participate. Overwhelming behavior can remove his opportunity to respond. Gentle pacing keeps the interaction balanced. In simple terms, slow and intentional touch works because it gives emotions time to grow. It builds anticipation instead of ending it too quickly. It creates curiosity instead of certainty. It communicates confidence instead of urgency. It respects space instead of invading it. A light touch on the hand, a soft brush on the back, or gently guiding him with your fingertips can feel powerful when done slowly and naturally. The key is not pressure, but presence. It is about allowing the moment to unfold instead of forcing it forward. When you master subtlety, you understand that less can be more. Small gestures, given at the right time and with calm energy, can spark strong desire. They invite him to feel the moment fully. They leave room for imagination. They create emotional tension that feels exciting rather than overwhelming. Slow and intentional touch turns simple contact into meaningful connection. It allows attraction to rise gradually, like warmth building over time. Instead of rushing toward an outcome, it focuses on the experience itself. And in that experience, desire grows naturally, quietly, and powerfully. Understanding his love language is important because not every man feels love and connection in the same way. People are different. They grow up in different families, different cultures, and different emotional environments. Because of this, the way they receive and express love can be very different. Some men feel most valued when they hear kind and encouraging words. Some feel loved when someone spends quality time with them. Others feel connection through physical touch, thoughtful actions, or small gifts. When you understand what truly makes him feel appreciated, your actions, including your touch, become more meaningful and powerful because they connect directly to his emotional needs. The idea of love languages became popular through the book The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. The book explains 5 main ways people give and receive love: words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, and receiving gifts. While every person can appreciate all 5 in different ways, most people have 1 or 2 that affect them more deeply. When you understand which one matters most to him, you can connect with him in a way that feels natural and fulfilling to him. Some men respond strongly to words of affirmation. This means kind, supportive, and encouraging words mean a lot to them. They feel valued when they hear appreciation. Simple phrases like, "I'm proud of you," "I appreciate what you did," or "You handled that really well," can stay in their minds for a long time. For these men, touch alone may not be enough. If physical closeness happens without emotional encouragement, it may feel incomplete. But when touch is combined with warm words, it becomes much more powerful. A gentle hand on his shoulder, while telling him you believe in him, can create a deep emotional impact. Other men feel most loved through physical closeness. For them, touch is not just physical. It is emotional communication. Holding hands, hugging, sitting close, or light touches during conversation make them feel connected. If physical touch is his main love language, he may feel distant or unwanted without it. In this case, your slow and intentional touch becomes especially meaningful. A simple hug after a long day may speak louder than long conversations. It tells him without words that you are close and present. Some men respond most to acts of care, often called acts of service. These are thoughtful actions that show effort and consideration. This could be helping him with something important, preparing his favorite meal, supporting him during stress, or handling a task that makes his life easier. For these men, actions show love more clearly than words or even touch. When you combine caring actions with gentle physical affection, the impact becomes stronger because he sees that your care is consistent in different forms. Quality time is another important love language. Some men feel most valued when someone gives them focused attention. This means putting away distractions and truly being present. Having meaningful conversations, sharing activities, or simply sitting together without interruptions can mean a lot to them. For these men, touch feels more powerful when it happens during real connection. A light touch while you are both fully engaged in conversation feels more meaningful than touch when one person is distracted. Receiving gifts is also a love language for some. This does not mean expensive or dramatic gifts. It often means thoughtful gestures that show you were thinking about him. A small item that reminds you of him, a favorite snack, or something meaningful to his interests can create strong emotional warmth. For these men, touch becomes more powerful when it is part of an overall pattern of thoughtfulness. When you understand his love language, your touch becomes aligned with his emotional world. Instead of guessing what might work, you respond to what truly matters to him. This alignment builds deeper connection. It makes him feel seen and understood. Feeling understood is one of the strongest emotional experiences in a relationship. It is also important to observe his behavior. Often, the way he expresses love is a clue to how he prefers to receive it. If he often compliments you, words of affirmation may matter deeply to him. If he frequently initiates hugs or physical closeness, touch may be important. If he does helpful tasks for you without being asked, acts of service may be his primary language. Paying attention to these patterns helps you understand him better. Communication also plays a big role. Sometimes simply asking him what makes him feel most appreciated can open an honest and meaningful conversation. Many people have never been asked this question before. When you ask, it shows that you care about his emotional needs. That alone strengthens connection. When touch matches his love language, it does not feel random. It feels intentional. For example, if he values words of affirmation, combining gentle touch with sincere praise creates a double emotional effect. If he values quality time, touching his hand during a deep conversation makes the moment stronger. If he values acts of service, a caring action followed by warm physical closeness feels complete. Understanding his love language also helps prevent misunderstandings. Sometimes one partner feels they are showing love, but the other does not feel it because it is expressed in a different language. For example, you may offer physical affection often, but if he values words more, he may still feel emotionally distant. Recognizing this difference allows you to adjust your approach in a healthy way. It is important to remember that love languages are not strict rules. People are complex. Emotional needs can change over time. Stress, life changes, and personal growth can affect what someone needs most in a certain season. Staying attentive and flexible keeps the connection strong. Emotional safety grows when someone feels loved in the way they understand love. When his emotional tank feels full, physical intimacy becomes more natural and powerful. It does not feel forced or demanded. It feels like a natural extension of emotional closeness. Understanding his love language also shows emotional maturity. It shows that you care about his experience, not just your own preferences. This mutual awareness builds trust. Trust strengthens desire because it removes fear and uncertainty. It is also helpful to reflect on your own love language. When both people understand themselves and each other, the relationship becomes more balanced. You can communicate your needs clearly while also meeting his. This balance prevents resentment and builds long-term connection. Small adjustments can create big changes. If he values affirmation, make appreciation a daily habit. If he values touch, increase small physical gestures like hand-holding or hugs. If he values acts of service, look for simple ways to help. These actions do not need to be dramatic. Consistency matters more than intensity. When emotional needs are met, attraction deepens. Physical touch becomes more than a physical act. It becomes confirmation of emotional care. It feels safe, desired, and meaningful at the same time. In simple terms, understanding his love language allows you to speak to his heart in the clearest way. When you match your actions to what truly makes him feel valued, your touch becomes stronger because it connects with his deeper emotions. It feels personal instead of generic. Every man is unique. Some may respond strongly to a soft compliment. Others may feel closest during shared experiences. Others may light up through physical affection. Learning these details takes patience, attention, and genuine care. But the reward is a deeper, more satisfying connection. When he feels understood, respected, and loved in his own language, his guard drops. He becomes more open and more affectionate. Physical closeness grows naturally from that emotional understanding. At the heart of it, love is about connection, and connection becomes strongest when both people feel valued in the way that matters most to them. Understanding his love language is not about changing who you are. It is about expressing your care in ways that reach him more deeply. When emotional needs and physical gestures align, desire feels natural and balanced. Touch becomes powerful not because it is dramatic, but because it matches what his heart already longs for. And when that match happens, intimacy becomes deeper, warmer, and more meaningful for both of you. Mystery and emotional tension play a powerful role in attraction because desire does not grow well under pressure. It grows in space. When everything is revealed too quickly, every feeling, every intention, every plan, there is little room left for curiosity. Curiosity is one of the strongest parts of desire. It makes someone think about you when you are not there. It makes them wonder what you are feeling, what you are thinking, and what might happen next. When there is a little mystery, attraction stays alive longer because the mind remains engaged. Mystery does not mean playing games or being dishonest. It does not mean hiding your true personality. It simply means allowing connection to unfold slowly. It means you do not give every detail of yourself at once. You allow the other person to discover you step by step. Discovery is exciting. It feels like opening a book and wanting to read the next page. When someone feels that there is always more to learn about you, they stay interested. Emotional tension is the feeling of anticipation mixed with uncertainty. It is the space between what is happening now and what might happen next. This tension is not about conflict or drama. It is about energy that has not yet been released. For example, when you share a meaningful look but do not immediately act on it, that moment creates tension. When your hand lightly touches his and then slowly pulls away, it creates a pause. That pause builds awareness. Awareness builds desire. Pressure often destroys this natural tension. When someone feels pushed, rushed, or demanded, their body and mind can become tense in a negative way. Instead of curiosity, they may feel stress. Instead of longing, they may feel resistance. Desire cannot grow in an environment of force. It needs comfort and space. When touch invites rather than demands, it feels safe and intriguing at the same time. An inviting touch is gentle and brief. It gives him the choice to respond. It does not trap or overwhelm. For example, a soft brush of your fingers across his arm during conversation can spark warmth without pressure. If you hold his hand lightly and then release it, you leave something unfinished. That unfinished feeling creates longing. Longing is powerful because it keeps emotions moving. Playful energy adds lightness to mystery. Playfulness makes interactions feel fun instead of heavy. A small smile, a teasing comment, or a playful look can create emotional spark. Playfulness suggests confidence. It shows that you are enjoying the moment without needing to control it. When playful energy is combined with subtle touch, it becomes very attractive. It keeps the interaction dynamic and alive. Emotional depth balances playful mystery. While playfulness keeps things light, emotional depth makes connection meaningful. Emotional depth comes from real conversations, honest feelings, and thoughtful listening. When someone sees that you have depth, that you think deeply, feel deeply, and understand emotions, they begin to value your presence more. Mystery mixed with depth feels powerful because it suggests there is something real beneath the eye. Surface. Space is necessary for desire to breathe. When two people are constantly available without pause, the sense of longing can fade. Small moments of absence allow the mind to reflect and imagine. When he has time to think about you, to remember, your touch or your smile, attraction strengthens. Constant pressure removes imagination. Space invites imagination. Imagination plays a big role in desire. Often, what someone imagines can feel stronger than reality. When you do not reveal everything, his mind fills in the gaps. This mental engagement keeps him emotionally connected. A short message instead of a long explanation, a quiet smile instead of a full confession, can sometimes create more impact. Body language is important in creating mystery. Slow movements, steady eye contact, and relaxed posture communicate confidence. When you move calmly and intentionally, you appear in control of yourself. Self-control is attractive. It shows that you are not desperate for attention. When you are not chasing or forcing interaction, it makes your presence feel more valuable. Silence can also create emotional tension in a positive way. Comfortable silence, where both people are aware of each other without speaking, can feel Intimate. In that silence, even a small touch becomes noticeable. The quiet allows emotions to rise to the surface. If you fill every moment with words, there is no room for tension to build. Mystery also means protecting parts of your inner world. You can share your thoughts and feelings, but you do not need to reveal everything immediately. When you share, gradually, it feels earned. Earning someone's deeper thoughts creates value. Value strengthens attraction. Touch should always feel like an invitation. An invitation suggests openness and respect. It says, "You are welcome here," instead of "you must respond." This difference changes the entire emotional tone. A demanding touch can feel controlling. An inviting touch feels warm and magnetic. Longing grows when something feels just slightly out of reach. This does not mean being cold or distant. It means not giving full emotional or physical intensity too soon. When connection grows layer by layer, each step feels meaningful. Gradual closeness builds stronger bonds than instant intensity. Confidence supports mystery. When you are comfortable with yourself, you do not feel the need to explain or prove everything. You trust that your presence is enough. This quiet self-assurance draws people in. They become curious because you are not trying too hard. Emotional. Tension should feel exciting, not stressful. The goal is to create spark, not confusion. Clear communication combined with subtle pacing keeps things healthy. Mystery works best when there is trust underneath it. Even eye contact can create powerful tension. Holding his gaze for a moment longer than usual, then looking away slowly, can spark curiosity. That simple action says a lot without words. It leaves him thinking about what that look meant. Timing matters. Mystery is strongest when moments are spaced out. If every interaction is intense, intensity loses value. But if intense moments are rare and balanced with normal conversation, they stand out. Playful teasing, when kind and respectful, can add excitement. It creates a sense of fun challenge, but it must be gentle. Harsh teasing can hurt feelings and break trust. The goal is warmth and intrigue, not insecurity. Emotional depth means showing that you are thoughtful and aware. When you ask meaningful questions and truly listen, it builds strong connection. Mystery without depth can feel empty. Depth without mystery can feel heavy. Together, they create balance. Desire grows best when both people feel free. Freedom removes fear. When he feels free to move closer at his own pace, attraction becomes natural. Pressure can cause emotional withdrawal. Invitation encourages participation. In simple terms, mystery keeps attraction alive because it leaves space for imagination. Emotional tension builds anticipation because it delays full satisfaction. When touch invites instead of demands, it feels safe and exciting at the same time. The combination of playful energy and emotional depth creates balance. Playfulness keeps things light and fun. Depth makes connection meaningful. Together, they awaken curiosity and strengthen longing. When you allow connection to unfold slowly, when you leave room for questions instead of answering everything at once, desire grows naturally. It becomes steady instead of rushed. It becomes deep instead of temporary. Mystery is not about hiding who you are. It is about valuing the process of discovery. Emotional tension is not about manipulation. It is about pacing. And when touch is gentle, intentional, and inviting, it becomes part of that beautiful process of building attraction step by step. In the end, desire grows where there is space, curiosity, and emotional awareness. When you protect that space and allow longing to build naturally, attraction becomes stronger, deeper, and more lasting.